Alright guys, today we're going to be looking at the G&G honey badger and see about eliminating a little bit of inner barrel wobble. What we're going to do is we're going to work on the suppressor. What we want to do is take this out. Now it's not a lefty loosey righty tighty, it's an opposite thread. So what you want to do is you're trying to tighten it up, will actually undo it. Like so. So your inner barrel there, you can see it moves about a little bit. Now it's not very much, but that little bit of movement there translates to a lot of movement at whatever distance you're going at. So the more distance, the more that wobble will magnify. So we're going to see about holding that steadier to stop it from wobbling about like it is. Right, so what we've got here is there's a little clip in there. We need to pull that towards the middle a bit more and get a pair of pliers in there, pull that in, but then we're going to have to sort of like push it over as well. It's not the easiest thing to do. Right, so as you can see, that springs out, because when that springs out just in here, which then helps hold that in place, and you've got a little groove. It's going to be a little bit hard to see, but where you've got these little cutouts here, inside here you can see the dent on the outside, that will actually slip into that. Okay, so that's what's locking that into place there. If you try putting it in that way, it ain't going to go down, so don't be sort of putting it there and then whacking the hell out of it. You're never going to get it apart again. Okay, so that goes back into there like that. But the whole idea is, if you can see down in there, there's nothing there to hold the inner barrel, and then the same with the suppressor or mock suppressor, that there's nothing in there to hold that barrel. So once your barrel's in there, just like what I was doing when I was moving that about, that would be doing exactly the same thing inside there, just flopping about. So what we want to do is we want to put bits in here which then is going to hold the barrel, but it's going to be holding on the inside of this, so then that'll stop that barrel from wobbling about. What I'm doing here is, I'm pretty sure you can actually buy these, I think I've seen them online, but I'm doing this on more of the case of that you're not going to be going and spending money on doing things like this. It's all for helping out the people that haven't quite got the money to be chucking at things all the time. Now, you're going airsoft, you are going to come across someone that is using green gas. This is perfect. Ask them, or keep an eye around in the little bin areas for the cap of a green gas bottle. Okay, perfectly simple. You can see that tiny little dot in the middle there, that's where, when they do the moulding, but that is perfect for, this is where your centre is. And the next thing is this and this fit together, a little bit of a push to get it to just go in a little bit more. There's no rattling, so you haven't got to cut that depth wise. Know the size of the barrel, and then we're going to make that just very slightly smaller than what the barrel will be, so when the barrel goes in, it will have to pop into that, and that will grip that nice and tight, stopping it from flopping about. Right, so what we're going to do, so we've got the inner barrel, and it's just an old screw. I'm just going to put it over the end there. Now that is just very slightly smaller than the diameter, outside diameter of the barrel. So now what we've got to do is we're going to have to mark that and then just carefully cut around it. Now you can get yourself a little blade like that, or a little bit more of a precision blade, just as long as it's something sharp, and you've marked that in the middle, cut on the inside of your mark, and then check it, because you can always take a little bit more off. So that's just a little bit tight on that, so drop that in, that ain't going through, but I don't want to go and take too much off until I've actually tested it on the barrel. So if you get the barrel, because you're going to have a certain amount of give in this anyway, now we'll just put it over the barrel, give it a little bit of a twist, see if that'll go in. Now it's going to be a little bit tight, so I want to just take a little bit more off of that. To do that, then we'll just check it again. I reckon that'll do. That's nice and tight, not overly tight. It's not going to stop you from unscrewing your suppressor off of there, and then even once you've taken it off the thread, it's only going to take a few turns just to get that last little bit off. when we're going to put this in, I'm going to be putting it in this way, not this way, because you've got a little bit of a lump on that that's going to allow that to drop into it anyway. And you can do, if you wanted to, get a Sharpie in there and then just colour it in a little bit, just to make it darker. Right, so there you go. And go and just coloured it in a little bit with a Sharpie. So now what we'll do is we're going to pop this back into there. I'm going to have to sort out some packing for going in here as well though. Right, okay, so she's in. It's tight, it's a pain to get it in there, but once it's in there, right, so the next thing we know that when I put this back together again, that is going to be there, so I need to be able to pack that to there, and I know that that's there. I just need to pack literally from about there to about there. Packaging foam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out what size and then basically cut donuts, for a better word. Right, so there we have a donut. So what we'll do is we'll stuff that inside, line that back up with that. You can see where it's just touching on that foam, and now we'll just get that and we'll click that back into place. Applying a little bit of pressure to push on it, feed the spring in as we go round. It should get to a point where I'll just want to click back in. There we go, that's back in, all nice and tight. So all it is now is just screwing it back on. So just remember, like last time, your lefty loosey, righty tighty is opposite. So to do this up, we've got to do it as though we're trying to undo it. Give it a go. At the end of the day, it's like I said, that would be being thrown away. The foam for packaging is something you'd throw away. So to do this little mod has actually cost nothing but a little bit of your time. So that's it on this one then, guys. Nothing else really to say about on this one. Okay, I'll see you on the next one then, guys.